I bid you all good morning, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching this transmission. It is I, Mike Martins. Thanks for joining me, guys. Okay, guys, I got a few articles here. A lot of restaurant closures, fast food closures. The pillar of the lazy man's breakfast, lunch, and dinner of survival. A lot of people forgot how to hunt and gather and plant gardens and stuff. So the fast food chain is the pillar of salvation to modern day society. I'm going to actually coin that or something. I'm going to find a way to coin that phrase there. So let's go to article scan here. Here we go, guys. Dunkin' will permanently close 450 store locations by the end of 2020. So Dunkin', formerly known as Dunkin' Donuts, is closing its 450 store locations. They're doing those ones that are like at gas stations, not the big restaurants. But I would actually focus more on the gas station businesses as opposed to the big restaurant dine-in businesses right now. That's what I'd be focused on. I wouldn't be closing the drive-through ones, even though it makes up for like 0.5% of their of the margins that they're making. So I don't know. I would just that's a lot of jobs though. Two people per locations, 450 stores. That's almost 1,000 people out of a job, and that hurts. That goes down the line. Then you don't get student loans get paid. Student loans don't get paid. Then they start cracking down on student loans and raising interest rates on student loans. Even a guy with a bad day at the casino could file for bankruptcy and lose everything. But if he's got a student loan, that's the only thing he can't default on, and is a student loan. Wow. Denny's, IHOP, and more permanently shutter dozens of locations amid pandemic. Again, so they're blaming the pandemic for this, and hundreds of restaurants that were forced to temporarily close over the doors in March at the start of the COVID pandemic will never reopen again, while small businesses have been disproportionately affected. Even major chains are not immune. While some locations have managed to stay afloat through delivery and takeout services over the past several weeks, franchise operators and corporations have recently announced plans to shutter underperforming restaurants. Some casual eateries like TGI Fridays had announced major closures before March, but the pandemic had since accelerated many business owners' decision to permanently close shop. So we got TGI Fridays. TGI Fridays. That's TGI is Thank God It's Friday. I don't know if they're allowed to say God. But anyways, I have a story for you guys. I'm going to do a story tomorrow at the shop for you guys about that. I got a story and a half. You're not going to believe. Somebody got fired for saying God at work. TGI Fridays closes dozens of restaurants amid slumping sales. There it is, guys. Amid changing consumer tastes. I like nachos with extra jalapenos. I mean, all you have to do is just ask for it, right? And a rapid rise of food delivery services, casual restaurants across the country have been closing up shop or making big menu changes to keep up with the times. Over the last 4 years, Applebee's, IHOP, and Pizza Hut have closed hundreds of dine-in locations. Casual dining, TGI Fridays has become the latest operation to close dozens of locations and suffering major profit loss in 2019. So, here's the deal. I mean, I could go to one of these places, at one of these locations here, and I could be 100 miles out of a major city in the middle of nowhere, just really in the middle of nowhere in some bizarro strip mall that nobody even knows about. You walk in that place and then it's packed. Slammed. Everybody's talking over each other. It's loud. I don't even know how these places don't keep. You know why? It's because of the cost of operation is getting too expensive. And that's one thing they're not mentioning in these. A lot of restaurants in Canada, there was one restaurant, just like an eatery like this, a little bit smaller though, not as big as this. In Toronto, they're paying $233,000 property tax. So that's a big deal. Let me bring that article up. Toronto property tax restaurant, because people don't believe it was $240K per year. Property tax. I'm just trying to see if I could find that little restaurant and. Yeah, the property taxes is just, they're fighting cases like crazy. See, This is in the city of Toronto. Yeah, this is the one here. So here it is. I'm not making this up, guys. Let me put this into focus here so you guys can see this. G. Wheeler, I can't even pronounce his name, has seen his property taxes spike enormously. The owner of the popular restaurant was paying $31,000 annual. That number, $31,000 annually. That number just jumped since to $204,000 annually. Yeah, $204,000 in property tax for this place here. Look. It's not too much different than something like this. It's actually this would be a lot smaller. You could see the end of the building right here. It's not that big. What, $204,000 annually? If nothing changes, he predicts he will be paying $310,000 per year in the next 4 years for property tax. So I want to throw this out there for you guys because it's the cost of operating is just too damn expensive. The cost of staff, but this is the overhead. The rent is the number one culprit in the gang that's destroying small and medium-sized businesses. McDonald's, U.S. same-store sales fall 5% in May as dining rooms reopen. McDonald's said that global same-store sales plunged 29.8% quarter to date as of May 31st, but some stores' sales are sequentially improving from April to May, and U.S. some stores fell as one as 5.1% in May. McDonald's CEO Chris said at the end of April, the second quarter's same sales declines will be steeper than the previous quarters. McDonald's is a very smart business. A lot of people don't understand that if you open a McDonald's, you're not getting in the restaurant business. You're actually getting into the real estate business. If you look into it deeper, what I'm saying, if you actually look into it just a bit deeper, you'll see what I'm talking about. McDonald's is more of a restaurant business than it is. It's a real estate business than it is a restaurant business. I'm sorry. Yes. If you own a restaurant, if you own a McDonald's location, you're in the real estate business. And they buy these locations and they stay with them forever and ever, amen, and then try and sell them and then they reopen somewhere else. McDonald's is closing its iconic Times Square location. Oh no. Where am I going to go when I go to look at the taking down the lettering? Oh my God, you can't take down the Times Square locations. Oh, the lights, the glitter, the jazz. Times Square location opened in 2002 with flashy marquee that paid homage to the theater district inside. The restaurant was supposed to evoke its surroundings. Oh. The 3-story interior of the restaurant is meant to look like a backstage of a Broadway theater, complete with theatrical light fixtures with barn door flaps and colored gels. A New York Times wrote in 2002 article about the new locations. That's too bad, because that's what you want to go when you go to New York. You want to see this kind of stuff. You want to be part of this. You want to feel that backstage, Pizza Hut and Wendy's operator files for bankruptcy as COVID puts pressure on struggling restaurant sector. The closely held company saw Chapter 11 protection in the Southern District of Texas court on Wednesday. NPC opened its first Pizza Hut restaurant in 1962 and operates more than 1,225 Pizza Hut and over 385 Wendy's stores across the United States, according to its website. So that's a big deal. Now, this is Sears. Sears will have just one department store left in New Jersey after 2 more permanently close. Sears has been going through a major bloodbath. Zinenberger permanently closes all its locations except 3 in New Jersey. Subway is pulling back on its $5 footlonger offer, so that's not good for people eating on a budget. The chain is making its $5 footlongs when you order 2 promotion digital only as offer hurt operators' profits. So they're doing that. Subway's pulling back on its $5 footlong promotion, making it digital only this week after the deal didn't generate the traffic the company hoped. So they're going to start restructuring. Companies are all across the board. Here it is again. Subway revamps footlong sandwich promotion, franchisees not biting. Restaurant industry has already lost $120 billion. By the year's end, the COVID pandemic could cost the sector $240 billion. While sales ticked up for some restaurant chains in May, the overall effect of the industry remains crippling, and many operators don't expect to turn a profit for a foreseeable future. Others plans to leave the sector altogether. And more than 8 million restaurant employees were unemployed at the height of the pandemic. So 8 million people have 8 million people. That's a lot of people. That would be a good chunk of Canada's population, actually, 8 million people, right? So that's a lot of unemployed people. That's a lot of student loans that won't be getting paid down, right? A lot of people are going to want to go bankrupt or file for bankruptcy because of this, but you could file for bankruptcy on everything. You could file for bankruptcy on anything you want except student loans. Starbucks plans to speed up its development of takeout-only stores. We discussed that. The company plans to close 400 locations over the next 18 months, with plans to ultimately open repositioned stores in different locations and with new formats. So they're going to start. I hope they cut down on the shoplifting, because there's too much shoplifting going on at these locations, and these guys here at Starbucks are not allowed to chase people or hold them until the police arrive. They're not allowed to. So anyways, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Be part of the channel. Don't forget to set your reminders for trends in the housing market this Wednesday. Flip-flopping agents. Mike in the Night, you run for cover so discreet. And then we got another trends in the housing market on the 15th of July. More mortgage defaults. So if you guys can tune into this, I'd really appreciate to set your reminders. A lot of people are not getting any reminders to the shows, unfortunately. It's pretty sad, but it is what it is. Don't forget to watch this one. It's not getting out there. China's fake gold and condoms. You want to watch this 83 tons of fake gold bars China's been counterfeiting. And what's happening is the money, obviously, the money gets leveraged. The gold gets leveraged with the money. Then the money gets lent out using the gold for collateral. The gold comes here, buys our houses, and then we're screwed. Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you suffering from this? Have you lost your job? If you want to come on Mike in the Night and let us know what's going on in your neck of the woods and what's happening in the foreseeable future, or what you have planned. If you are in the restaurant sector, I'd like to know. Maybe you could call into the show. Add me on Skype, Mike Martins 1980. And I'd love to hear your story and where you're going and where you're going to go, what you're planning to go, where you're planning on going in the next couple of weeks, months, and what your long-term goals are. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. God bless, and we'll speak soon. Thanks for watching, guys.